I'm taking one of the weirdest ways to get from upstate to New York City, and let's get started.
So most people that want to get from where I live in upstate New York to New York City will either drive or take the bus. However, I want to do something different. First, I'll drive to Middletown, New York, and then I'll take the MTA Metro North per service line from there to Hoboken, New Jersey. Then I'll transfer there to the Hudson Bergen Light Rail. I'll take the HBLR there to 34th Street in Bayonne, and then transfer there to the New York City Transit bus S89, which will take me on to Staten Island and into New York City, ending near the Staten Island Mall. So without further ado, let's get started with ticket time.
Okay, ticket time. English. From Middletown to Hoboken. Off-peak round trip. Accept. One ticket. Credit debit. And now I will pay. Put my card here. Now over here. Put the card in. My zip code. Remove card. Yes, receipt. Authorization is in progress. The ticket's being printed. 1, 2, and that's it. So not only did I buy my little parking, which expires on the 29th, I bought my tickets to Hoboken. Or this is okay from. This one is from Hoboken back, and then Middletown to Hoboken. Perfect. So I'm sitting back in the car because the train is now 34 minutes late. I was supposed to be on it already. It's supposed to be here at like 2:07. It is now, I can't see my watch. Oh, come on, I can't see. 2:18. It is now 2:18. Allegedly the train's supposed to get here at like 2:30-ish now, which makes my plan a little bit more complicated because of my tight connection on not tight, but very limited connection opportunities off of the Hudson Bergen Light Rail onto the Staten Island bus. So yeah, this is going to be interesting, definitely.
So the delays kept coming. First it was 30-ish minutes late, then it became 40-ish minutes late, and then 55 minutes late. And it kept getting later and later until all of a sudden, NJ Transit posted this notice on the website that my train was delayed due to equipment availability, and that there will be an update to follow. That concerned me, along with the fact that the previous train was also canceled at Middletown, where I was, directing travelers to take my train. A few minutes later, this new message appeared saying that my train was canceled and to take the next train. This worried me a lot more, and I started thinking of alternate solutions to continue the journey, including just cutting my losses and heading home to try again next weekend as the tickets were valid for 1 month. I'd just lose parking and gas. Until this happened. So at around 3-ish, this train pulled in, and I was assuming it was the canceled train at Middletown, because I was assuming, it'll pull in and then stop. The 3:20 was coming in 20 minutes, so I'll just wait for the 3:20. So I got out of the car when this 3 o'clock-ish train came in, just to make sure it wasn't the 3:20 or something. Grabbed my backpack, locked the car, ran to the train, and I found out it was going express to Secaucus and Hoboken, not making any stops whatsoever besides those two. So I jumped on that train, and here I am. So you may be a tad confused as to what this route actually is. I said earlier that this is the Metro North Port Jervis line. But my ticket and this train both say NJ Transit, and this train goes to New Jersey. The MTA, or Metropolitan Transportation Authority, is New York City's public transit agency. They run NYC's buses, subways, some bridges and tunnels, and the city's two commuter railroads. The Long Island Railroad, serving Long Island, and the Metro North Railroad, serving downstate New York and Connecticut. Focusing on Metro North, there are 3 lines serving destinations on the east side of the Hudson River in Connecticut, and 2 serving destinations on the west side of the Hudson River, the Port Jervis line being one of them. Service on the western lines is operated by NJ Transit, or NJT for short, under contract with the MTA. NJT runs the trains and supplies the staff in most train cars. All stations in New York are owned and operated by the MTA. All stations in New Jersey are owned and operated by NJT. So hopefully this clears up some of the confusion that you may have on what this line is, and hopefully be able to enjoy the ride, traverse the New Jersey suburbs heading into the city.
finally got off the train, and I'm in Hoboken. I just topped up my Metro card in the Path Station. I have 15 minutes-ish before my light rail to Bayonne. I'm gonna take a little peek outside, see if I can get some cool pictures and views of the city skyline. So I'm outside of Hoboken Terminal right now. It's a very beautiful historic station. I'll show you in a minute. But I'm gonna try to take a walk to the water, and we'll take a little look at the city. Here we are, the Big Apple itself. And just imagine, I was in Middletown, New York, like 5 minutes ago. That was a very fast train ride. It was very interesting, but now I'm here. This is the Hoboken Rail Terminal. Used to be owned by the Lackawanna Railroad, which went up to Pennsylvania, all the way up to actually where I used to live. So in theory, I could have taken a train from where I live all the way down here if the train still existed. But yeah, this is a very historic terminal. There's a ferry access path, light rail, NJ Transit buses, and all that stuff access here. It's beautiful. And it has great view of the city that it supports. I've seen the wonders of New Jersey and New York. I'm gonna go ahead and find the light rail, buy my ticket, and head down to Bayonne. So I found the light rail area. There's another view of the city here and a view of the cool clock tower spire. But I need to go down there to catch my light rail. So let's get ahead and get walking, and I'll grab it and head down to Bayonne. Okay, I have my ticket, and I'm gonna go ahead and validate it. Perfect. Okay, sorry I couldn't film a whole lot off the light rail and bus. It was very packed. That was actually not terrible. The light rail was left like right as I got on it. The station was interesting. I basically had to walk right across this right across this big bridge thing to the side of the tracks to where the bus stop is, and the bus showed up basically when I got there. And I got on the bus. A few stops later, it got me to Staten Island. So I'm not sure necessarily if I'll be doing anything else besides the ride back. And if so, you'll see that now. Good morning. I'm taking a little walk to the bus because I'm gonna go to the mall and grab some lunch. So I have taken the 44 bus purely because it's coming first. So yeah, I'm almost up to the bus stop. See you there. I've made it to the bus stop. My bus decided to skip my stop because there was one here already, and they thought I was getting on that one, but it was the other one. But I think one's on its way. It'll be here soon. That was my little trip to the mall. There was not much to see. I got food, walked around a little bit. I got the bus back, as you could see. thing is, so when I got to the bus stop, the bus that I took down, or the same number, was there. I didn't take that bus because I would have had to pay the same another $3 to take it back. And instead transferred, or in the system transferred, to the 59 bus. Same place it would take me to, but was free because it's a different route. So therefore I only paid $2.90 for that trip. Not a bad deal. I got good food. I went to Shake Shack, got some good food there. And I went to the mall. Yeah, fun trip.
After I got back from the mall, I noticed a new NJ Transit alert that said that the Port Jervis line service was suspended between Suffern and Port Jervis due to track conditions near Salisbury Mills, and that buses were being used in the interim. A half hour later, a new notice was issued saying that trains are back and subject to a 45-minute delay. I was concerned that this would impact my journey back upstate, since the train I planned on taking was the last train I could take before having to drive home in the dark. I debated pushing my return back a day to ensure that everything would go as planned. I also decided to change my return route. Instead of taking the express bus to Manhattan and then the path to Hoboken to catch my train, I decided to take the subway up to Penn Station and take a New Jersey Transit train from there to Secaucus and transfer it onto my train there, since path tends to be unreliable on weekends. I was invited to join my grandmother and her friends at a bingo game this evening, and the trip looked something like this. After picking up all the bingo ladies, we took the Verrazano Bridge over to Brooklyn and then the Belt Parkway and Cross Island Expressway to Jamaica, Queens, where we played bingo from about 7 to about 11, losing everything we had in the process. After that, we drove back to Staten Island, dropped everyone off, and got back at about 12:30 in the morning, which is a great time to get back when you're planning on taking a train the next morning. What you just saw was the really nice part of Penn Station. However, it's only really helpful if you're taking Amtrak. Since I was taking NJ Transit, I had to walk across the street to the original Penn Station and navigate it to find some food in my train. I had Raisin Canes for lunch, which did sort of live up to the hype, before boarding my train along with the rest of Penn Station to Secaucus. I don't know. When I made it to Secaucus, that train was packed. I had to pay the change the terminal from Penn to Hoboken. Now I gotta find my track and get out of here. Here we are. I will say this is a really nice station, but we gotta get moving because my train comes in at 1:31, I believe. But I think I'll make it. Shouldn't be that big of an issue.
Well, I'm back in Middletown, finally, after a very long travel day and a very long weekend. In fact, when I was running for the train on Thursday, I left my gloves in the car. But as long as I know where they are, that's all that matters. And I'm finally back. And now for another 2-hour drive back home.
So in the end, I spent about $70 and over 9 hours in total to travel from my hometown to New York City. And the funny thing is that this is kind of the superior choice when it comes to public transportation. You can see the cost of this trip, both in money and time, on the screen now, along with what it would have cost me to take the bus. My trip was almost $50 cheaper than taking the bus and took almost the same amount of time. However, to get from where I live to New York City, the superior way is still to drive the whole way. Comparing my trip to the route I take to drive to New York City, the drive is clearly superior, taking 2 hours less and costing about $15 less. So what did we learn here? First, that transit can have its issues, and it's important to prepare and have a backup plan. Remember my canceled train and further issues with the Port River line over the weekend. Having multiple ways to get somewhere is a smart way to live. Second, that transit can be the better option. If I lived in Middletown or just closer, I'd always pick this trip over the bus because it's cheaper and takes about the same amount of time. I hate driving in traffic, and I'm not ready to drive in New York City yet, so this is the best compromise that I can make. Third, that transit can be way better in the US. We used to have a sprawling train network throughout upstate New York and northeast Pennsylvania. 6 years ago, I could have taken a train from where I live directly to Hoboken and a ferry from there to New York City. If we work to make better infrastructure and better, more climate-friendly public transit, we can make this country more accessible and greener. In the end, I'd recommend this route if you live near Middletown or Metro North or New Jersey Transit line, or if you're okay with little driving but not city driving, as well as if you're okay with planning on a lot of transfers. Otherwise, I suggest taking the bus or simply driving. I wish there was a better option, but this is all that we have today. Hopefully, someday we can get better options, but for now, that's all we have. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll continue to watch the videos that I make. Have a good one.